Hamner Nation, what is going on? This is Marcus. Before I get started, I want to thank you guys so much for your support. It means everything to me, and you guys mean so much to me. And from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel so you can always get news about Marvel news and other news as well, and for other reviews. And make sure you hit that bell so you can enable notifications of whenever I drop a video. And we're going to always keep this thing rolling. So, let's talk about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. So, this case I've definitely been keeping my eyes on for the past few weeks. So, I've been taking notes here and there, just pretty much like encrypting the pieces of what was going on in the court. So, yeah, this case was pretty interesting. I think it definitely opened up the eyes of several people, especially those who are caught in like domestic abuse and whatnot. So it was definitely an interesting case, that's for sure. A case that I haven't seen in a while either, though. So basically, Johnny Depp, one of my favorite actors. I've seen all of his movies, everything from 21st Jump Street from the 80s, Edward Scissorhands. He's been in several other movies, for example, like Pirates of the Caribbean. Jack Sparrow is by far one of my favorite characters. I've seen all the Pirates movies, and I've also seen Alice in Wonderland and several other JD movies. So he's definitely one of my favorite actors, and alone musicians too. So, I mean, of course, I play guitar. I'm a musician myself, so I can definitely connect to Johnny in the sense of his music and stuff like that. So, but yeah, his relationship with Amber Heard, and of course, Amber plays Mira in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and she was also in Never Back Down, which was an MMA movie as well. But we'll get to that in a second, as far as like what her role is going to be like, if she's going to have a minor appearance in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So we'll talk about that in a second. But first, I want to talk about the case with you guys and let me know what you guys think too. But basically, the defamation case ended yesterday, which was actually Wednesday, after a 7-person jury anonymously ruled in favor for Depp. So what preceded the case? Basically, it started over a decade ago, and that was when Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were in a relationship. So they actually met on the set of The Rum Diary, and they began their relationship since then. And they got married around 2015, I would say about 2014, 2015. They haven't been really married that long, and so the couple actually split in 2016. But then Amber actually wrote a piece for the Washington Post. It was actually an op-ed piece in 2018, citing that she was involved in the domestic violence with Johnny Depp. Like she basically accused him of abusing her. So basically, what an op-ed piece is an opinion piece. So it's an opinion piece which is typically published by a North American newspaper or a magazine. So what it does, it expresses the opinion of an author. It's usually not affiliated with any publications' editorial boards either. So that's practically what an op-ed is. And so what happened was Johnny actually sued Amber for $50 million. However, the jury unanimously found out that Heard couldn't substantially back up her allegations against Depp, and that she knew that her claims of abuse was false, considering the fact that she actually published the essay back in 2018. And so the thing about that is, Johnny Depp is a likable guy. And I've seen the comments on YouTube, and I've also seen people's support of Johnny, and the fact that they're actually in ruling in favor for Johnny, because it's a sense that, like I said, he's a likable person. He's been in the game for a long time, and it kind of made Amber look bad in a sense that if she had told the truth in her case, I think they would have probably sided with her a lot better, because this is definitely a serious case, and domestic violence is something that no one should ever tamper with. So, and I think if she told the truth, as far as like, you know, if she was actually the victim of abuse, if she basically had like the scars to prove it, or if she basically had tears in her eyes if throughout the time she was telling her story in trial, then I think people will definitely favor her side a lot better. That's pretty much what had happened. So yeah, but let's talk about this too. I'm actually on NBC.com. We're actually going to look at the timeline, and like I said, basically they met doing the film of The Rum Diary. Great movie, by the way. So it's based on a novel by Hunter S. Thompson. So Depp played Paul Kemp, a journalist who moves to Puerto Rico and becomes obsessed with Chinnolt, played by Heard, who is engaged to a businessman. This was back in 2009. 2012, Depp and Heard began dating, according to court documents from Heard. The same year, Depp and long-term partner Vanessa Paradis, go back for a second, there we go. They ended their 14-year relationship. So basically, Johnny Depp was in a relationship prior to meeting Amber. But he was dating Vanessa Paradis and ended their 14-year relationship. 2014, Heard is spotted wearing an engagement ring, and Depp appears to confirm the engagement later in interviews. Eventually, the engagement is confirmed in the Daily Mail. 2015, Heard and Depp got married in a private ceremony. The couple comes under fire for sneaking their dogs Pistol and Boo into Australia. Okay, so the pair released a somber apology video. Heard is eventually charged with 2 counts of illegally importing Pistol and Boo into Australia and 1 count of producing a false document. So a somber apology video could be like either they were sad or in the case if they were maybe drunk or something. No idea. But yeah, apparently there's the rules against bringing your pets aboard, the ships and whatnot. 2016, in May, Heard files for divorce and is granted a temporary restraining order against him. Heard claims that Depp had thrown a phone at her, leaving her bruised. Quote, "During the entirety of our relationship, Johnny Depp has been verbally and physically abusive to me. He has a short fuse, he is often paranoid, and his temper is exceptionally scary for me." She writes, "She was living in fear that Johnny will return to our house unannounced to terrorize me physically and emotionally." And then she also continues by saying, "Our relationship was intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love." Adding that Heard will be donating any proceeds from the settlement to charity. A judge reacts Heard's request that Depp attended a year's worth of anger management classes and refused to extend the protective order to the couple's dogs. Police do not press charges against Depp, who also denied attacking the actress. Later in a joint statement, the couple announced they have settled their divorce. So in 2017, the couple's divorce is finalized. Of course, divorce takes time, of course, so it depends upon how fast the divorce proceedings would be, so it just kind of depends. I've never been divorced, so not for sure. But just from hearing people's experience of that, it's kind of like how that actually works. It just kind of depends. 2018, Heard writes the op-ed for the Washington Post, as I just mentioned, at the heart of the defamation lawsuit. In the op-ed, she writes, "I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out." Heard's article mentions her experience with abuse from her childhood to adulthood. It does not mention Depp's name. At the crew of the article, Heard asked for support for women experiencing domestic violence. "We have an opening now to bolster and build intuitions protective for women. For starters, Congress can reauthorize and strengthen the Violence Against Women Act," which is what she said. In 2019, Depp sues Heard for defamation, claiming the Post article was a ruse for her to get up positive press for herself. Depp also claims she is not the victim of domestic violence, but instead the perpetrator. Depp seeks $50 million in damages, which is basically what I just said in the intro. That basically he sought $50 million in damages and he won the case. 2020, audio of her allegedly saying she hit Depp is published by the Daily Mail. Later, a libel trial is held in the United Kingdom over the British newspaper The Sun, great paper by the way, calling Depp a wife beater. Depp sues both executive editor Dan Wootton and The Sun's parent company News Group's newspapers. Depp's ex-partner Paradis defends Depp by submitting a statement saying the actor is the farthest thing from a violent person. Depp brings forward claims that Heard had affairs with businessman Elon Musk and actor James Franco. He also claims Heard put her own fecal matter in their bed and was physically violent towards him. Wow. Okay. In November, a judge sides with the Sun. So basically, this was actually on Johnny Depp's Twitter account. He basically posted a statement that he actually wrote in London on November 6th. In light of recent events, I would like to make the following short statement. Firstly, I'd like to thank everybody who has gifted me with their support and loyalty. I have been humbled and moved by your many messages of love and concern, particularly over the last few days. Secondly, I wish to let you know that I have been asked to resign my Warner Brothers from my role as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that request, which is basically what I just said, that he got a request from Warner Brothers to not play the role or not to appear in Fantastic Beasts because of said trial. Finally, I wish to say this. The surreal judgment of the court in the UK will not change my fight to tell the truth, and I confirm that I plan to appeal. My resolve remains strong, and I intend to prove that the allegations against me are false. My life and career will not be defined by this moment in time. Thank you for your reading. Sincerely, Johnny Depp. So, and then he also says, domestic abuse victims must never be silenced. And we thank the judge for his careful consideration and thank Amber Heard for her courage in giving evidence to the court, which is what the newspaper actually said. And so after the ruling, Depp posts a statement on Instagram saying he had been asked to exit the Fantastic Beasts franchise, of course. I wish to let you know that I have been asked to resign by Warner Brothers for my role as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that repost. I'm not for sure if he's going to come back as Jack Sparrow anyway. He's been talking about that too, and I guess depending upon how things go down, Disney actually requested him to step down as well. And apparently they're working on a brand. I guess they're going to not only revive this series, but they're going to reboot this series and have Margaret Robbie to play not to play Jack Sparrow, but to actually play like a female version of Jack Sparrow. So I guess we'll just see how it's gonna go out for sure. So, but Margot Robbie's supposed to actually play a female version of Jack Sparrow, but we'll know as far as like when I get more information about what they're doing in the future Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So, but also Heard countersues Depp for $100 million, and then on April 11th of this year, the weeks-long defamation trial kicks off, with Heard and Depp appearing in court in Fairfax County, Virginia. And so, yes. And then she also posted this on her Instagram account. Yeah, Amber posted this. I'm going to go offline for the next several weeks. As you may know, I'll be in Virginia where I face my ex-husband, Johnny Depp, in court. Johnny is suing me for an op-ed I wrote in the Washington Post in which I recounted my experience of violence and domestic abuse. I never named him. Rather, I wrote about the price women pay for speaking out against men in power. I continue to pay that price, but hopefully when this case concludes, I can move on and so can Johnny. I have always maintained a love for Johnny, and it brings me great pain to have to live out the details of our past life together in front of the world. At this time, I recognize the ongoing support I've been fortunate to. So, yeah. And then in the defense opening statement, Attorney J. Benjamin Rottenberg reads the entirety of her post op-ed to the jury and tells them that the actor exercised her right to free speech. And so then we have also April 19th, Depp takes the stand and testifies over the course of 4 days. Attorneys for Depp lay out evidence of Heard's alleged abuse, while Heard's lawyers focus on Depp's past drug and alcohol use, text messages, and recordings claiming Depp perpetrated the violence. And apparently there's like a lot of memes, especially when Johnny was on trial. So it's a lot of hilarious memes about Johnny and stuff like that. So yeah, and then while they're on stand, Depp claims that Heard would instigate arguments and escalate their feuds. At the end of his 4-day testimony, when asked what he had lost due to Heard's op-ed in the Post, Depp says nothing less than everything. At the start of May, Heard fires her crisis public relations firm, Precision Strategies. Heard reportedly had been frustrated by the negative coverage she received following Depp's testimony. Heard's new team is led by David Shane. During the first day of her testimony on May 4th, Heard paints a picture of a man who oscillated between active addiction and sobriety, which she said made it hard to continue the relationship. Heard alleges that while on a vacation with Depp in May 2013, he did a cavity search on her while looking for his cocaine. She describes other instances of alleged abuse, including the time Depp allegedly first hit her. On May 24th, Heard's team rests its case. Depp's team asked Circuit Court Judge Penny Assersays to dismiss Heard's countersuit, which was unsuccessful. On May 25th, Depp returns to the stand. He actually quotes, "It's insane to hear heinous accusations of violence, sexual violence that she's attributed to me, that she's accused me of." When asked about what it had been like to listen to her testimony, "I don't think anyone enjoys having to split themselves open and tell the truth, but there are times when one simply has to because it's gotten out of control. Horrible, ridiculous, humiliating, ludicrous, painful, savage, unimaginably brutal, cruel, and all false. All false." Heard also returns to the stand on May 26th before closing arguments. She says she has been inundated with death threats since the start of the trial. And again, it goes back to the hate that she received, more than likely from people as well, because Amber Heard, apparently from people who've been saying he's not a likable person. Heard basically said, "Protecting the secret that I did for as long as I did has taken enough of my voice. Johnny has taken enough of my voice and the right to tell my story. I have the right to say what happened. I have the right as an American to talk about what happened to me, to my own story and my truth." And so, basically, the jury comprised of 7 members and 2 alternate returns to the deliberation on May 31st after the Memorial Day holiday. And so, this pretty much continues. Heard basically said that she was heartbroken over the whole ordeal. More than likely after the case as well. What I was going to go to as well, it's going to check out Johnny's lawyer, who basically was the whole star of the whole thing, is actually Camille Vasquez, 34 years old. She was the one that was been by Johnny's side the entire time, especially when she took the stand and questioned Amber about how she made pledges to her donations. And there was an argument back and forth between the two, and then Camille was telling her, well, there's a difference between you pledging money and then donations. And so it was pretty much off on that. But basically, Camille was in tears after when she won the case with Johnny, and they both actually had their victories, especially Johnny's team as well. And there's also footage of Amber walking out the courtroom with her sister and the rest of the team into their ride. And then Johnny was actually in London at that particular time. And then, of course, there's been pictures of Camille holding Johnny or hugging him. And there have been people that have been saying they should actually date and stuff like that. So, but apparently, if they do date, that'll be pretty cool. But I think she's actually said that she considers him a friend. So we'll find out if that actually happens or not and everything. But this case is just basically just toxic marriage, basically. Basically, it's just 2 people that were in a toxic marriage. What brought down Amber was the fact that she just basically instigated the whole thing with her domestic abuse. And the same thing with what she was basically saying, how the jury thought that she fabricated her whole sentence of the op-ed piece. And then the jury sided with Johnny and everything. And then, of course, what also won the case as well is the fact that Johnny's ex-wife basically spoke up, saying that he's not an abuser from the case at all. So, and I think it's the reason why he has so much support from both men and women, is because of the fact that Johnny is a likable person. So, but yeah, but this case has been just fascinating. So yeah, but I don't know as far as like if Amber's going to either compare or reprise her role as Mira, because Mira is the wife of Aquaman. And again, it's going back to superheroes too. So basically, as far as everything else goes, it's DC Comics lore, because Warner Brothers owns DC Comics as well. I'm not for sure what role she's going to play with Mira, because Mira again plays a pivotal role in Aquaman, because they're both married in the comics and have been married in the animated series as well. So I don't know what they're going to do as far as like if her reprising her role for Mira, or what scene she's going to be in for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So I'm curious as to see where they're going to go with that though. So, but yeah, but other than that, the case is over and both parties can just move on with their lives, and hopefully Johnny can pretty much like bounce back and try to at least do something right with his career and focus on his career. And I can definitely see him being likable in the sense that I can see Robert Downey Jr. vibes for him too, because like again, both guys are likable people as well. So I can see stuff like that. But I hate that both were in the toxic marriage, and it could happen to anyone in particular. But it's just the fact of, hey, just be careful who you get involved with, or in this case, be careful who you marry. And this goes for me too. You know, for me, you know, I want to be careful who I get involved with as well in the future as well. So, because I want to be remembered and be known as a nice guy and being a good husband and a father figure to my kids in the future one day. So, but yeah, this case has definitely been fascinating. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like I said, this case has been pretty fascinating to say the least. Like I said, if I get any more news about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, I'll definitely talk about it here, especially in the cases of what's going to happen with Amber, if she's going to reprise her role as Mira or not. So, but I know the movie is definitely happening. It's supposed to come out sometime next year, so it's definitely going to be in the line of DC Comics, or should I say the DCEU line of movies that are coming out. So we'll definitely see what's going to happen with that, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted in the meantime. So, but yeah, other than that, let me know what you guys think about the case of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know. So I definitely got more Marvel news coming up as well. So I'm definitely going to talk about that as well. So in the meantime, I love you guys so much. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for your support. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one.